Welcome to turn 2 of my solo playthrough of Axis and Allies Battle of the Bulge. Well, in the north, the Germans aren't making too much headway. The Allies, the Americans, retreated from Eupen. Supplies are still on their side of the front line, so they can still use them on the next round. These tanks created a small bulge, but they are, of course, very vulnerable to a counterattack, because if the Americans attack first, then they will have nowhere to retreat, because whichever way they could retreat, they'll end up in an enemy zone of control, which is actually what I had happen to German tanks before. So I guess you really have to be a bit careful with blitzing, because it puts you into harm's way if you have nowhere to retreat to. A single hit then, of course, will suffice to destroy even a tank. Here, funnily enough, the Allies have created somewhat of a bulge. Well, I wouldn't say they've created it, but the front line is zigzagging. Here, the German tanks won't have anywhere to retreat either, so they'd better make sure they won't have to. Yeah, that is going to be a bit of a problem. The best thing to do probably for the Germans, if they win the initiative on the next turn, would be to attack this hex and leave it empty. But then again, it would still be an enemy-controlled city, because it's not, no German unit has been inside it, so I guess they still wouldn't be able to retreat into it. If they destroyed this one first, then I guess this would no longer be, well, yeah, of course the town doesn't, they wouldn't be retreating into a town. So if they destroy this unit, then the tanks could actually retreat here. These tanks would be able to do so. So those are all considerations to keep in mind as well. The Germans have 4 victory points. They also took, besides Clairvaux, which they already had on turn 1, they also took Vielsalm over there and Diekirch. And in the south, they have a pretty strong force, but nothing to attack, really. It is a thinly held line on the part of the Allies, but they're holding. But as you can see, Bastogne is very lightly defended, so probably lots of the Allied reinforcements will have to go there on the next turn. So, yeah, this is what happened on turn 2. On to turn 3. Thank you for watching.